Welcome to Awakening the Spiritual Mind. My name is Elisabeth Carrio, and I am your host for this series. In this series, I share extract from my book, Awakening the Spiritual Mind. I share also reflections and practices to help you pause, realign, and awaken to what truly matters. In part 2, we are in step 1 of our journey, understanding. Knowing yourself and the environment you live in. Today, we open Chapter 5, Archetypal Astrology and the Inner Self. This chapter does not predict your future. It offers a symbolic map of your inner climate, the energies, tensions, and potentials you carry. We will explore how archetype can name what you already sense, not to put you in a box as usually, but to free you from unconscious patterns. Now let's share a passage from this chapter 5.
Chapter 5, Archetypal Astrology and the Inner Self. There are many ways to identify and explore the different parts of our inner world, the subpersonalities, roles, and voices that shape our thoughts and behaviors. One essential distinction is between our primary personality, the deep, stable essence of who we are, and our secondary personalities, the adaptive selves we develop in response to our environment. In this book, I focus on two powerful systems that help reveal these inner dynamics: archetypal astrology and Kabbalistic psychology. Both are widely used in the field of transpersonal psychology, where psychological growth is seen not only as a healing process, but as a spiritual unfolding. Each of these tools offers a symbolic and experiential map to better understand your inner architecture, not to put you in a box, but to liberate you from unconscious patterns. Let us begin with archetypal astrology, a language of the soul that helps you recognize the energies, tensions, and potentials that live within you. Mapping the inner weather. Lena had always felt like a contradiction, fiercely independent yet hesitant to speak up, deeply grounded in reality yet often lost in daydreams. Friends described her as intense, even mysterious, but inside she felt more confused than profound. One afternoon, driven more by curiosity than conviction, Lena booked a session with a psychological astrologer. She expected a generic horoscope. What she received instead was a mirror and a map. "There is a tension here," the astrologer explained, pointing to her birth chart. "Your Mars in Scorpio gives you drive, focus, and emotional intensity. But your moon in Pisces brings vulnerability, empathy, and sensitivity. You are built for passion and for compassion. That inner friction you feel, it is not a flaw. It is fuel." For the first time, Lena understood her contradictions not as confusion, but as complexity. Her internal conflicts were not signs of brokenness. They were clues, symbols pointing toward her deeper wholeness. Her chart did not dictate her fate. It revealed her inner ecosystem. She left the session with something more powerful than answers, a sense of coherence. She could now hold her paradoxes with compassion and curiosity. She was not too much, she was multidimensional, and that changed everything. Astropsychology, a map of the mind, not a verdict. Astrology is often dismissed in scientific circles as outdated or esoteric, a relic of a pre-rational age. In much of the academic world, particularly in Europe, it remains taboo. Psychology departments rarely acknowledge its value, and most mainstream clinicians avoid it altogether. This rejection, however, may reflect more than empirical skepticism. It also reveals a cultural bias against symbolic, intuitive, and non-material forms of knowledge. And yet, for thousands of years, astrology was deeply intertwined with medicine, cosmology, and spiritual psychology. Even Carl Jung, the father of analytical psychology, maintained a serious engagement with astrology. He saw it not as superstition, but as a symbolic system that mirrors the patterns of the unconscious. As he wrote, astrology represents the summation of all the psychological knowledge of antiquity. For Jung, the planetary archetypes aligned with psychological forces, offering a map of the inner world. Modern archetypal astrology, sometimes called astropsychology, builds on this tradition. It integrates insights from Jung, Roberto Assagioli, psychosynthesis, humanistic psychology, and transpersonal frameworks. Its purpose is not prediction, but illumination. It does not tell you what will happen. It helps you understand who you are.
What we just heard reframes astrology from fortune-telling to meaning-making. Think of it as weather for psyche. You don't control the weather, but when you can name it, you dress accordingly. Many people feel like Lena, contradictory. Archetypal language gave us permission to be complex. Fire can name your drive and courage. Water can name your depth and empathy. Air, your ideas and networks. Earth, your structure and resilience. None of this is good or bad. What matters is balance and awareness. Why is this helpful in real life? Because unconscious archetypal dynamics run your calendar, your conflicts, and your choices. A strong Mars-Pluto pattern, for example, can feel like relentless intensity or power struggle. Named and owned, it becomes focused transformation and brave leadership. A Moon-Saturn pattern can feel like emotional inhibition. In awareness, it becomes steadiness and emotional responsibility. Notice the shift. Astrology here is not a verdict, it's a vocabulary. It helps you ask better questions such as, where I am overeating, fire, or freezing, earth without warmth, where I am floating in ideas, air, without embodiment, or drowning in feelings, water, without boundaries. Which archetypes is driving today? The warrior, the lover, the sage, the rebel? And who needs a seat at the table? This also strengthens critical thinking about your environment. Culture rewards certain archetypes, the pusher at work, diplomat at home usually, and penalizes others. When you can see these pressures, you stop confusing conditioning with identity. You act from self, not from script. Archetypal awareness doesn't decide your life. It widens your freedom. As Jung said, what remains unconscious runs the show, and we call it fate. When you see the pattern, you gain choice. Let's now pause for a moment. Take a steady breath. Scan your last week and notice which element felt dominant. Fire or action, earth or structure, air or ideas, or water or emotion. Now ask, what balanced me? What was missing? If you had too much fire or action, where could you add water, meaning rest and connection? Too much air, thinking, add earth and take one concrete step. Let that small adjustments arise. And now, open your notebook or your awakening journal and write freely to this prompt. Inner weather check. Question: do I feel more at home in fire, earth, air, or water right now? Where is the imbalance? Second question on archetype in the driver's seat. Which archetype has been leading my decisions this month? Lover, rebel, sage, caregiver, artist, another? Who is underrepresented? And third question on a tiny rebalance. Find only one small action this week to invite the missing element. For example, air, more conversation or reading, earth, more planning or body care, water, more emotion or connection, and fire, more courageous step. Today we used archetypal astrology as a map, not a manual, a way to name your inner climate and choose with more freedom. Next, we will step into Chapter 6, Kabbalistic Psychology, another symbolic language. We will explore how the tree of life mirrors your inner architecture and how each sephira can illuminate a facet of your psyche and your path. Thank you for listening to Awakening the Spiritual Mind.